What's going on, everybody? Kennybomb is in the building, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about today. But let's start off with some good news. AEW Fight Forever Season 4 has officially been announced. Now, is this good news? This can be good news, or it might be mid-news. It just all depends on what's going to be included in Season 4. So as you see here, we actually got a trailer showing us Samoa Joe in-game, but we can't watch it because AEW will most likely clip us because they got real footage in there. Destruction, devastation, chaos. Are you prepared for war? Season 4 is almost upon us, and you can step into the ring with AEW World Champion Samoa Joe on May 8th with the World War Joe DLC. He is the champion today, but will he be the champion on May 8th? Because it looks like Swerve Strickland is geared up to get his championship wheels running after AEW Dynasty. But the bigger question is, can they deliver with Season 4? Season after season after season since this game came out, we've been asking for very specific updates for features and different elements of the game we wanted changed, and we really haven't seen any of those things corrected. We've asked for a lot of these wrestlers, and they've got these wrestlers added to the game, but wrestlers don't really change gameplay. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the gameplay, because when it comes down to fun and core mechanics, I still think this is the best wrestling game on the market, but the game is just bare bones and it does not give us enough, really doesn't give us anything to do. Now, when it comes to things like the pin system being changed, fixed, or altered in any way, at this point in the game, I just don't think that's going to happen. When it comes to the wrestlers being more durable so we can have longer, fun, drawn-out matches, even though we've seen the modders do it, I don't think that's going to be added to the game officially. So that's not what I'm looking for in Season 4. But will they finally get the one thing that pretty much everybody has been begging for since this game came out added? And that's new match types. I am sick of making videos every time a new season is announced asking, will we get new match types in AEW Fight Forever? It's not just me. My boy Loaded is a beast. He's been another one campaigning, trying to get new match types in this game. And if it doesn't happen in Season 4, y'all, I do not think it's going to happen at all. Now, Season 4 begins on May 8th. And June 29th is our 1-year anniversary. So Season 4 is the season of the 1-year anniversary. And you got to do it big for anniversaries, right? I see a lot of people counting Season 4 out saying there's new match types, but the only thing that has been confirmed so far is the fact that we will be getting Samoa Joe. We will be getting a new arena as well. If we can find it, maybe right here. No. Right there. So we know we're getting Samoa Joe, and we know we're getting this new arena. So it's kind of following what we got in these previous seasons. Let's just hope it doesn't completely follow those previous seasons, because even though we got Beat the Elite, which apparently was supposed to be in the game before it came out, we'll definitely get to that, we really haven't gotten any meat added to the bare bones they gave us when this game was released. But Season 4 is the season of the anniversary. So Ukes, y'all gotta cook. Don't count them out yet, y'all. All we know is Samoa Joe and this arena will be included. They're not teasing any match types yet, but it's still possible they will be added. Now, will we get an AEW Fight Forever Year 2? If they don't cook with Season 4, I think we need to cancel Christmas. But not on AEW games as a whole. And it looks like AEW doesn't think they need to cancel Christmas on AEW games as a whole either. We head to Insider Gaming, where we got an article from Mike Straw that answers a lot of questions regarding what happened to AEW Fight Forever and what we can expect from the future. Let's go ahead and start with this first interesting piece. Multiple sources within both AEW and around the development at Ukes have said that the game shouldn't have been announced as early as it was. One source went as far as to saying that announcing it as soon as they did nearly killed the game from the start. They most definitely announced this thing too early. As soon as they announced it, people wanted to see more. People wanted news. I think it was Cody Rhodes who said, we're going to walk with you guys through the full development of this game. It was either Cody Rhodes or Kenny Omega. And after that, the game pretty much just disappeared. Everybody wanted AEW Fight Forever news. Everybody wanted AEW Fight Forever content. Everybody wanted the 2-point show, whatever Kenny Omega was doing, but we just weren't hearing anything. No updates via footage, no updates via messages. We just got nothing. Complete and utter silence. So from the outside looking in, we're thinking, what are you guys doing? Something's going wrong because they're not giving us any updates. But in reality, there was just really no updates to give because the game wasn't complete. They go on to say, the longer we went without updating people, the more pressure we felt, which led to, for some people, carelessness with what was being done. Now, I won't say I necessarily see carelessness when I play this game because it actually feels like a game where the developers wanted it to be great. There are seeds of greatness in the game. I think it's just incomplete. And it turns out the game was in fact incomplete. Another part of the article states, so why did the game get released when it did in June of 2023? We needed to recoup money from development, one source said. Now, AEW and Tony Khan pretty much admitted, we don't care. We're going to blow the budget on this video game. We know it's going to get us in the red, but it's going to be worth it. And I think it could have been well worth it if they did push the game back. Now, admittedly, as we got closer to release, I was one of those guys making these videos saying, where's AEW Fight Forever? Why are we not getting these updates? When are they going to tell us something? But that was not me rushing the game. That was me trying to get some information. If they needed to push this game back and they announced it at that time, I would have completely understood. If they needed to push this game back to June of 2024, as long as they were giving us those updates, I would not have cared at all because getting the game in a complete state should be the most important thing. Now, this is a great article with a lot of information we wanted to know for a long time, but I'm not going to break it all down here. If you guys want to see the full article, make sure you check it out. The link is in the description. But one last thing I want to touch on is this. One of the final quotes here says, no one knows what's going to happen when the planned updates are done. Sources said, we know AEW wants a second game to be made, but as far as who will make it, that's completely up in the air. Them, AEW, owning the game engine puts the ball in their court from where to go from here. Before we move forward, I will say this. Please do not put this thing in the hands of EA. Don't get me wrong, EA made some great wrestling games. Believe it or not, whether you like it or not, Def Jam and Def Jam Vendetta, those were wrestling games. But EA of the past is not EA of today. So I think we need to stay away from that or we will be drowning in microtransactions. Speaking of microtransactions, WB Sports is trying to get their feet off the ground as well. So that would be another option. But I don't know if y'all know how WB is operating their games today, but they said they're moving into more of like a live service thing. So that means AEW Fight Forever 2 or whatever they call it could be microtransaction heavy under WB as well. What's the best solution here? I think we need to bolster Ukes. If they have a small team right now, we need to get some more people on that team because I like what they did with this engine. And if they can get their hands on it, polish it up a little bit more and add more to it, I think we can get a really good game with AEW Fight Forever 2. Unfortunately, the WWE 2K team reportedly got hit with some layoffs recently, so there may be some guys and girls out there who need work. If you need to add people to Ukes, there's some experienced people who are making wrestling games. If they want the job, if they need the job, try to get those people in to help out. But because this team built this engine, I don't know if it's going to be a good thing for them to just pass it on to somebody else to work with. We saw what happened with WWE 2K20. We don't need that to happen again. But what do y'all think about all of this information we went over today? Are y'all excited for AEW Fight Forever Season 2? Let me know in the comment section. But don't forget to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss any updates on whatever's going on with AEW Fight Forever these days. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.
Render the goddamn moon get hipper.